Welcome to the Steam Session Series preview video, and here is the project. So we have single player, multiplayer, finding sessions, quitting game. Single player, obviously, just a single player. We're going to leave back to the menu. You can host a session, input your own session name, set the amount of players. Do we need a password or we don't? And the password itself, and then we host a session. I already have a session, so I'm going to go ahead and find it. Here is the session from my wife. Since we are using the 480 testing Steam ID, we have some random games as well, but this is the one that I know that I can connect. And here is the password. Boom. Give it a few seconds, let it load in, and there we go. We are in a session. We also have a menu where we can continue. We can invite our friends to join the session as well. Saving loading doesn't work right now. I'm going to make that as a separate series where we're going to focus on saving and loading, and then we're going to implement it into this system. And we have exit the menu and exit the game in general. So really quickly, let me show you what we got over here. So everything is inside of the Steam folder. There is a tiny setup that is needed in the gameplay controller, but it just is basically these two nodes and a component, and that's it. And then inside of the Steam folder, well, we have a loading screen. We have a Steam session component that is inside of that gameplay controller. It basically initializes the whole thing, checks for passwords, creates the pause menu UI, and also is used for the pause menu controls. And here is the password checking. Then what is super necessary is Steam game instance, because it comes with the invites accepted, join system, all that stuff. So this is going to be super important. It comes with the plugins. We have our default empty level for the start menu. So if you want to see, here it is, nothing in it whatsoever. Have some UI stuff mainly, some controls. Basically creates the start menu, and that's it. And then inside of our pause menu, we have our pause UI and inputs for that pause menu. Now, these series, why I'm making them is because, well, they are going to be needed in a lot of my upcoming series. When we are going to get till the multiplayer part, we need to implement saving and loading stuff. So that requires us to have some kind of an authentication method, and we're going to be using Steam as that to determine which player needs to store which data and what we need to give it to it whenever they load into the game. And I'm using Steam because it is the most popular platform. So really quickly, let me show you how easy it is to import this. So go to the GitHub link in the description, download the code. Here is a text-written tutorial. You're going to need this code right here. And let's actually start with this. So I'm just going to copy this code. You want to go to your project folder, config, and default engine INI. This basically will tell the engine to enable the Steam sessions properly. More data, more info is explained in the tutorial. Now we also need the plugins. You can see in the top we have our enable plugins. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves a new folder, plugins. So you can either download the pre-built binaries or you can compile your own. So I've downloaded the pre-built ones, so I'm going to grab those. Paste those in. Then inside of the content folder, we want to place the GitHub contents, so the Steam folder. You're just simply going to go in the content folder like this. And then inside of our project itself, we want to enable two more plugins, not the project settings, but the plugins page. We want to look for Steam, online subsystems, and Steam sockets. I'm doing it all very quickly, but inside of the tutorial itself, it's slowed down and explained more in detail. And then once the project has restarted, we want to go inside of our project settings, maps and modes. I'm going to change the default level to my start menu level. So it loads up with the start menu at first. And then very important is changing the game instance to Steam game instance, because that is where the accepting invites, creating sessions, all that stuff lives. And one more thing inside of the project settings actually is enabling the enhanced inputs that I have created for the pause menu. So just add a new context mapping, Steam sesh, and there we go. And then once you're done with the project settings, you want to go inside of your gameplay controller. In my case, this is the first person controller. We want to go ahead and add the Steam session component. And over here, we want to set controller, set player controller inside of our Steam session. So we need another input. To do this locally, where the is local controller, Make sure it is local controller so you don't reset it every time, because the begin play event runs on every client whenever it gets called. So we want to do it locally whenever this specific client gets called. That's how these all get ran. We want to run this the same way. So we're going to set up the controller for that one specific player's Steam component. And then we want to go ahead and run the initialize controller function. Here we go. So that's that. And to change the map that you are actually connecting to, because I'm going to be connecting to this, the first person preview map, what you want to do is two locations. The first is the game instance. Whenever we are creating a new session, you can change your map over here, set it whatever you like. And then for the single player, it is in a different location. For the single player, it is in the UI. So the UI start menu, in the graph, we have our story mode button. On click, we are playing the first person level. So you want to change those two if you're using a different map. And so this is going to be available to download for free. But what I suggest is, instead of just downloading it and running it every time, make sure you do watch the tutorials so you know how the system works, so you can make adjustments to your needs. Otherwise, you're going to have a system inside of your project that you don't even understand, and that's going to be very, very confusing. But that's about it. Yeah, so I see you guys tomorrow in the first episode.